Advocates have spent the past 10 years fighting for change.
To give domestic violence victims universal access to paid leave, advocates say the change will undoubtedly save lives.
No employee in Australia will ever again be forced to make a choice between earning a wage and protecting the safety of themselves and their families. I commend the bill to the House.
I've worked with ambulance for 14 years. It doesn't stop. And the next time you come, you hope that you knock on the door in time.
Women whose lives are impacted by violence is at the heart of why we're striving for change.
And we know that the rate of domestic violence in Australia has remained troublingly high.
When women first leave domestic violence situations, it's the time when they are at a higher risk of being murdered.
Every week, a woman is killed by a partner or a family member.
This is getting to be an epidemic.
A woman's right to safety cannot be dependent on who her employer is.
The law has to change.
The government needs to introduce a minimum of 10 days paid family and domestic violence service.
This means that they can actually get the help and support they require to be empowered to reclaim their lives.
They can make sure that their children are safe in school, if they need to look at alternate housing, or if they need to stay home and have locks changed.
It costs almost $20,000 for someone to escape.
To know that she has the support to do that during her work hours, to be paid, that we've got her back.
For women to be able to leave, they need the paid domestic violence leave. It's simple. It saves women's lives.
Winning big and important change like this is never easy. It's always a fight. And what happened in this campaign is that for more than a decade, workers around Australia, unionists said, we've got to win this because it's so important, and went about winning it workplace by workplace.
Midwives won't wait.
Beginning with the very first win of paid family and domestic violence leave in Victoria, won by the ASU activists there. This became the catalyst for the union movement, beginning a nationwide campaign.
We've held rallies, we've laid flowers outside of Parliament House to come together from all different industries to talk about why paid domestic violence leave is so important. Lobbied politicians and spoken to everyone that would listen about the importance for paid domestic violence leave.
When Rosie Batty was named 2015 Australian of the Year, family violence became a powerful national conversation.
I am truly honoured.
In that same year, the We Won't Wait campaign, led by the ASU, saw thousands of people add their support.
We won't wait.
We won't wait. We won't wait because women can't wait.
By the end of 2015, unions had won paid family and domestic violence leave in agreements covering 2 million workers. But it was still not a universal entitlement. The first time we went to the Fair Work Commission, we said 10 days paid leave, and they granted 5 days unpaid leave. But unionists never gave up. When Labor MP Linda Burney introduced a bill into the lower house at the urging of unions and women's organisations in 2020, we felt the ship was turning on this legislation at last.
Just astounds me, Mr Deputy Speaker, that more attention is not paid to this national crisis.
And then in 2022, the newly elected Labor government introduced 10 days paid family and domestic violence leave for all workers as a national employment standard, as their very first piece of new industrial legislation.
I commend the bill to the House.
It felt really powerful to be part of this big movement that's so incredibly well organised.
I want to acknowledge and thank every union and their members who never gave up, who fought for and won this. This is what unions do.
With all the unions working together.
It's about knowing that you can be part of something bigger.
We won't wait.